Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Tuesday night. And we begin tonight with the firestorm over Donald Trump's plan, calling for a ban on all Muslims entering the United States, saying we must do so until our country's representatives can figure out what's going on. He said this to huge applause in the room when he revealed it. But the outrage has also been swift and sweeping, not only from his own party, but the White House too. Hillary Clinton saying he's wrong. This makes us less safe. And so tonight, Barbara Walters asks him that very question. Could his words, his rhetoric, actually fuel ISIS supporters? Could it alienate Muslims here in America and around the world who support the U.S.? But first, ABC's Tom Llamas on the Republican frontrunner standing firm.
With just one sentence, Donald Trump igniting an international firestorm.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on.
Trump justifying the ban by painting an apocalyptic future if the country doesn't change.
You're going to have more World Trade Centers. It's going to get worse and worse, folks. We can be politically correct and we can be stupid, but it's going to get worse and worse.
Now, with even his own party condemning him, Trump is invoking President Roosevelt's actions against Germans, Italians, and Japanese people in America during World War II. Today's cover of the Philadelphia Daily News compares Trump to a very different World War II figure. Trump asked about it on GMA.
The new furor over Donald Trump, you're increasingly being compared to Hitler. Does that give you any pause at all?
No, because what I'm doing is no different than what FDR's solution for Germans, Italians, Japanese, many years ago.
So you're for internment camps?
This is a president who was highly respected by all. He did the same thing.
Trump insists he's not calling for internment camps, but he is demanding new scrutiny of mosques.
But yes, we have to look at mosques. We have no choice. We have to see what's happening. Because something is happening in there. Man, there's anger. There's anger.
And from South Carolina last night,
like we had to say about the Muslims, we just got to get control.
To Iowa today, many Trump supporters behind his plan.
It's a short-term problem. I just think it's going to be good for the safety of the USA.
Trump seems to have no problem doing business with Muslims. He's building 2 golf courses in the United Arab Emirates and crowned a Muslim, Rima Faki, Miss USA in 2010. But he's now encouraging profiling, urging his supporters to sound the alarm.
When we see violations, you have to report those violations, and quickly. You don't worry about profiling. I promise I will defend you from profiling. I promise.
David, America hasn't heard ideas like this or language like this from a presidential candidate in generations. But the question tonight, the big question, does this stop Trump cold or make him even more popular? David?
Tom Llamas leading us off tonight. Tom, thank you. And as I mentioned, our own Barbara Walters sat down with Donald Trump today. Trump is well aware of the historic comparisons that have now been made. And Barbara Walters asking, are you a bigot? And does he have any second thoughts about his controversial proposal?
Do you regret your ban on Muslims, which some people think is un-American?
Not at all. We have to do the right thing. Somebody in this country has to say what's right. I have great respect and love. I have people that I have tremendous relationships with. They're Muslim. And Barbara, they agree with me 100%. It's short term. Let our country get its act together. They knocked down the World Trade Center. They tried doing it twice. Other things have happened. There are people that have tremendously bad intentions. We have to be tough, we have to be smart, and we have to be vigilant.
What is short term?
It could be very quickly if our country could get its act together. We don't know what's happening. We have a president that doesn't have a clue. We don't know what's happening. We need toughness and smartness, and we have to do it quickly.
There are many, even in your own party, who think that ISIS is going to like your rhetoric, that your words are putting us in greater danger.
I'm the worst thing that's ever happened to ISIS. The people in my party fully understand that. They're running against me. For the most part, they have no poll numbers. I'm leading by a lot. They get it. They're trying to get publicity for themselves. You know, when I came out against illegal immigration, everybody fought the same thing. 2 weeks later, everybody was on my side, including the members of my own party.
Are you a bigot?
Not at all. Probably the least of anybody you've ever met.
Because?
Because I'm not. I'm a person that has common sense. I'm a smart person. I know how to run things. I know how to make America great again. This is about making America great again. And that's why
Barbara Walters with Donald Trump. Meantime, the White House saying tonight what Donald Trump is now saying, quote, disqualifies him from serving as president. And this evening, leading members of his own party with strong reaction too. Here's ABC's Cecilia Vega.
On both sides of the aisle tonight, a word not often heard in American politics, agreement. Even the Speaker of the House taking a stand in a controversy that has just about his entire party lined up against the presidential frontrunner.
What was proposed yesterday is not what this party stands for, and more importantly, it's not what this country stands for.
Challengers like Jeb Bush lashing out too, calling Trump unhinged.
It's not about the blowhards out there just saying stuff. That's not a program. That's not a plan. This is serious business.
And in the middle of a heated election, the head of the National Republican Party choosing sides, saying we need to aggressively take on radical Islamic terrorism, but not at the expense of our American values. A proposal so controversial, it even has Dick Cheney and Hillary Clinton on the same team.
This whole notion that somehow we can just say no more Muslims, just ban a whole religion, goes against everything we stand for and believe in.
I think his comments are very ill-advised and potentially quite harmful.
Now Muslim community leaders calling Trump un-American.
This rhetoric echoes the policies enacted by Nazi Germany against the Jews. Have we learned anything from history, Mr. Trump?
Today we talked to Muslim families in America.
I'm totally horrified.
He's just labeling a whole religion for the acts of a couple people.
To those people who were cheering on Donald Trump's policy tonight, you say what?
It's concerning to me that people would cheer on someone who I believe is a bigot.
And tonight, the opposition is universal. Every Republican candidate running for president is criticizing this plan. Members of both parties calling it dangerous, saying it could inspire ISIS, and not one single member of Congress has come out in support of it. David?
Cecilia Vega live in California tonight. Cecilia, thank you. In the meantime, we turn to breaking developments this evening after the attack in San Bernardino. The husband and wife turned killers. Tonight, Syed Farook's mother has now been added to the terror watch list. And there is a laser focus on Farook's childhood friend now, Enrique Marquez, who allegedly purchased the assault weapons used in the attack. And this evening, what we're now learning about his Facebook post the night after the attack. All of this, of course, amid that central question so many people across this country are now asking. Did they have help? Did more people know that attack was coming? Here's ABC's chief investigative correspondent, Brian Ross.
As a new photo emerged tonight, inside that conference room moments before the attack began, a presentation of the Employee of the Year award. Authorities said Syed Farook and Tashfeen Malik may have had help. Tonight, authorities say they may bring criminal gun charges, at the least, against 24-year-old Enrique Marquez, a punk rock fan, convert to Islam, and a close friend of Syed Farook. It was Marquez who authorities say provided the two assault rifles used in the attack. And now officials believe Farook asked Marquez to buy them so his name would not be on file in connection with the high-powered weapons. That was almost 4 years ago.
Well, that tells me that he was thinking about doing something bad even up to 4 years ago.
Mrs. Marquez, are you going to see him now?
Marquez's mother would not talk about the investigation today. But on a Facebook post the night of the attack, Marquez wrote, "I'm very sorry, guys. It was a pleasure." The next day, he checked himself into a mental facility. Today, friends said he may have known something about the plot in advance.
He said something on the lines of, like, there's a lot of Muslims in our own backyard just ready to just go haywire and attack. And we didn't think nothing of it.
Authorities also revealed today the terror couple may have had access to a second car, a black Lexus registered to Farook's mother, Rafia. FBI agents found shooting range targets and empty GoPro camera boxes inside. Tonight, authorities said Farook's mother has been added to a U.S. terror watch list. His father was put on the list 2 days ago, in both cases as a precaution to make sure they don't leave the country.
His mother and father now on that terror watch list. Brian with us because you've learned more about a significant sum of money put into the shooter's account shortly before the attacks.
That's right, David. Federal officials today revealed a deposit of $28,500 into Farouk's bank account in the weeks before the attack, a loan he took out with an online lending company. Money officials say was there to take care of the baby daughter they were leaving behind, David.
You'll be continuing to follow the trail, Brian. Thank you.